Hey kitties. What's up everybody? Welcome back to another Mullet Man episode. It's gonna be another kind of hangout day today. It's been raining here in Texas for the past couple days on and off, but we've had some really hardcore rains. But I haven't told y'all, haven't put in a video yet. I started out with 8 chickens, as you know. I'm down to 4. So I went on the trip to South Carolina, and my white silky, my buddy Hayden, came and checked on the chickens, and the white silky was dead. I don't know why. The chickens had plenty of food, they had plenty of water, and it was just dead. So, and then the other 3, our neighbor's dog, got a hold of the other 3. So these chickens have been staying in the coop. I have not been letting them out, but I'm down to 2 big chickens and 2 silkies. So see if we have any eggs. Got 1 egg today. They're loud, but I actually got a double egg yesterday. It's like literally the size of 2 eggs put into 1. So I gotta get more chickens. So y'all leave in the comments what kind of chickens y'all would like to see me have, what kind of chickens y'all would like to see me get. I think I can easily get away with 8 chickens in that coop. So I'm gonna get 4 more chickens. Y'all leave in the comments what y'all would like to see. Then another thing that kind of went downhill while I was gone for that like 10 days was the garden. So I did pick all the weeds, left, came back, and it looked like this when I got back, and I was just like, there's no way I have time to sit here and pick these weeds out. So jalapenos doing good. There are some new jalapenos coming up, which is good because they were not coming up for a while after I had already picked probably 10 or 15 off of them. And tomatoes, the tomatoes are doing good, but the rabbits are getting to them when they're still green. So I need to do some rabbit control or put a fence up. And then the squash is doing great. Okra, I actually just noticed that the okra has some okra coming off of it. This one does too, but it's barely there. I'm gonna pull these big ones. I got poison ivy on my arm, so I don't want to touch all this because all of that is poison ivy. But this one has some okra coming off of it too. The other okra plant that was over there died. Oh, here's the other one. Oh wait, this one lived. I didn't realize that this one lived. So I got 3 okra plants. There was one over there, but it died because I had 4. This okra plant's doing great. It's got like 7 coming off of it. So, and then the cucumbers, I've already actually picked like 5 or 6 cucumbers, big cucumbers. But this one is growing like way out here. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but. And then this is a pepper plant as well, and I've already picked 2 or 3 off of that, and they have not started to grow back after I picked them. So same with this plant. I just figured I would give y'all a little update on the chickens in the garden. I have not done a video on them in quite some time, so if you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted yesterday asking if y'all would be interested in how to make a stone knife. So the amount of people that messaged me back on Instagram saying they'd love to see it was ridiculous. So I figured I ought to wake up this morning and try to get y'all a video out today of making a knife out of flint, similar to what Indians would use. So this is my little station. I have not showed y'all this yet, but this is my new skinning shed. Got the little Toyota parked under it and a bunch of junk, but I still have to get electric run into here, and the winch is going to go on that, and that actually is on rollers, so it slides. It'll be able to slide all the way out to the edge, and I'll be able to pull my truck up. I'll be able to pull my truck up right here, back it up right here, and we'll be able to winch the deer out of the bed of the truck. So it'll be perfect for this hunting season. A lot of y'all ask what I do when I'm not filming or editing or anything that has to do with YouTube, and it changes all the time. My fascination for different things literally changes by the week, but I've been doing nothing but looking for arrowheads lately and making arrowheads / knives. So So the shadow's super bad, but this has been what I've been doing lately. Just flint knapping. Different, look how thin that one is. So I'm eventually gonna make all these into knives, but what I'm gonna do for y'all today is take a big piece of flint. I think I'm gonna do this piece just because it's got some cool colors in it and stuff, and it's not just the regular old dull colored flint. But so what I'm gonna do is take this guy right here, show y'all how to, the best I can, show you how to work it down to a knife blade, and then we're gonna put it in a piece of wood or a deer antler and make a knife out of it. Alright, I tried to move y'all in the shade a little bit. So I brought some knives out that I've made recently. I gave a couple away to my family. Here's one out of a piece of bone from a hog. That was like one of my first ones. It's super thick, not very good. And you're not gonna be good at this when you first start off, I promise you. This is one I made like 2 nights ago. White flint, and it's pretty thin. Actually, it's really thin, about as thin as you want it. But I actually turned this piece of wood on my lathe that I make duck calls on, and did that super late the other night. And then this one is kind of out of the same material that we're gonna be working with today. So I think it's a pretty cool knife. Made it with a deer antler, and yeah. So this is gonna be the end product, hopefully. All this stuff is, well, most of the stuff that I'm working with is heat treated. This one is like one of the first ones that I made. I posted it on Instagram as well. But this flint right here is actually flint that I picked up when I was looking for arrowheads, and it is super hard to work with. So I suggest you buy flint from somebody that knows how to heat treat it, or learn how to heat treat it yourself. So the tools that we're going to be using today, this is literally I am so new to this. There are guys out there that you can go watch that will explain everything in detail. I recommend Ryan Gill. His channel is Hunt Primitive. Go check him out. He has like every video you could ever want if you want to learn how to do this. If you just like watching it, then yeah, you can watch me. But if you want to learn how to do it, go check him out. I'm just showing you what I've learned, basically self-taught everything. So this is a little kit I ordered off of Amazon. It's like 26 bucks or something. You got a little flaker. It's just a basically a copper nail stuck in a piece of plastic, and that's what we use for flaking. You got a little abrader, which is just like a grinding stone. I've already worn the heck out of this thing, and I've only had it for like maybe 3 or 4 weeks. Then you got a little rubber pad. That's what you set on. You'll see how I use it. Little rubber pad, and then you have what's called a copper bopper. So this is what you hit your big chunks off with. So I'm going to, so I'm not really sure how this video is gonna do, but there was literally so many people that requested this on my Instagram that I figured I had to do it. So this is what we're starting with today. Just this big old hunk of, actually it's a pretty small hunk of flint, and we're gonna try to keep most of this size, so the length of it, we're gonna try to keep as much length as we can, because I want to make a big knife blade. But I'm not, like I said, I am not an expert at this, and I don't want to teach you guys the wrong things, but I will kind of explain what I'm doing as I go. But for the most part, I'm going to fast forward through everything. Let y'all see the process through the fast forward, but really this video is just to show y'all how I make a primitive knife, not to teach you how to make one, because I'm not that good yet. So what I do first, whenever I get a new flake, which I guess this would be called a flake, they call them spalls of flint, which is just like a big chunk of workable flint. But you want to abrade it. Abrading it strengthens the flint. So when you hit it, what I'm doing is trying to take the beefy end off of this piece of flint. This side's super thin, so we want to match that on this side. So you want to go to the low spot where there's a platform. I don't know if y'all can see, but that right there is a platform. So I'm gonna hit right there, and hopefully drive a flake to thin it out right here, which will make it even on both sides. So I'm gonna try to hit that right there and see if I can show y'all the flake and what it looks like. So it shattered a little bit, but you can see it thinned it up a little bit. I know that's probably really hard to see on camera, but I'm gonna go down the line of this and see how thin I can get it. See, this is what I'm talking about, a flake. That right there, it drove that piece right there off the bottom. So that thinned it up. That thinned it up by that much. And if you just keep working at it like that, you'll get it as thin as you want it. Same thing. Pull the flake off, it broke in half, but you get the concept of it. So this is when I start working on the shape. You can see it. The shape has changed a little bit since I started, but I'm gonna keep working this side and bring it in, and that's gonna keep thinning the piece down width-wise, and it's gonna take away from this side a little bit, so we'll get a better knife blade shape. But now I'm gonna work the other way and try to drive some flakes off of this chunkier end right here. And so I got platforms set up like that right there, that right there. I'm gonna hit those two places, see if I can't drive the flakes down and into the blade, just like that. Make sure you wear pants when you do this too, because I've cut myself so many times. And you will cut your hand. I've done it 1,000 times already, but we're already getting to a really thin piece. Actually, I'm gonna keep working on this one side. Like I said, I might have to do a little work on this other side, but it started out pretty thin, so. So now I'm at the point to where the edge of my blade is super thin. So I'm gonna grind it all down, and then I'm gonna chip it down to the shape that I like, just to strengthen up the edges to where I can keep knocking off big chips, to where I can keep knocking off big flakes. And this is how I've been getting really the shape that I want, but still have some thinning to do right here. And that's what you don't want to do. That's what beginners do right there. That's okay though. So I've really been dealing with these kind of problems and just making the best out of what I can with the blade. So what I'm gonna do is make this part right here the actual knife blade. I'm gonna bring that up, probably to about right there, and we'll trim this up and just keep working it. So don't get discouraged if you are trying to do this. You will break pieces in half all the time. I literally have like just straight awesome pieces that broke in half, just because I was rushing it, and I knew this was gonna happen if I tried to film it. So I'm going to get this back to a good shape, and I will see y'all whenever it is ready for flaking. So I got the basic blade set up how I want it. It's not quite as thin as I want, but it's pretty straight. And you want to leave a little thickness, because if you're actually going to use a knife, you're going to resharpen it all the time. So you want to leave a little thickness. You don't want it too thin to where it'll just snap in half when you cut into something, or whenever you pressure flake it. You don't want it to go in too deep. So now what we're gonna do, it's called pressure flaking. I'm going to basically sharpen both sides of it, and then once we get done with that, we will put it on either a stick or a deer antler and make a knife. So when you get to this point, you're done with the bopper. This is all you're gonna need, is this little copper tool. You can sharpen it, but I don't have a rasp. My rasp broke, and it is worthless. So I'm just gonna do what I can with this and try to sharpen it the best I can. And this is where the little pad comes in. I hold it like this in my hand, and you basically just wanna make indentions all the way up from the back to the top, and then flip it over and do the same thing back in those same holes. And that's how you get your flint sharp. So I'm gonna do this. I'll put it in fast forward. I'll show you how to do it up close real quick. Basically find another little platform and go down. And that is, you just keep doing that. And that is called pressure flaking. And that right there is a sharp sucker. So now all we have left to do is to put it on an antler or a stick, and I'll take you guys inside and show you how I do that, and then we'll have a completed stone knife. So I went to the ranch, got a bunch of old sheds that we had out there, and I've been making them out of these, but this is the last shed I have from there. So I don't know why, but there's like epoxy on the bottom of this one. I'm gonna try to sand all that off, but we're gonna go ahead and use this. It's a perfect handle. So I'm gonna take this over to the saw, I'm gonna cut it off right here, and cut this brow tine off, and then just cut a little notch in it. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory, but I'm gonna do that real quick, show you what it looks like when it's done, and then we will put the knife together. But I'm gonna go get this cut up, and it's perfect shed. Perfect shed that's being made into a knife. That would've been a pretty deal. All right, so I got it cut up. Basically all I did was cut a notch. It is so hard for me to do this. It's so hard for me to see what y'all can see. So I basically cut a notch in there with a bandsaw and wallowed it out, and the knife seems to fit perfect. This feels really good in your hand. I could have made it a little longer, but with that brow tine right there, it kind of would have gotten in the way. So I think it looks pretty good, just like that. That's what the knife, basically that's what the knife's gonna look like. I don't know if y'all can see that side or not, but all Native Americans, I didn't realize this piece has a little bit like quartz crystals in the flint. But so what Native Americans did, other than using just sinew, which this is artificial sinew that I have, is a thing called pine pitch. So they'd take the sap out of a pine tree. I'm not sure if they used any other trees. I'm sure they did, because like me, I don't have pine trees around here, so I can't go get pine tree sap. But what they do is take the sap and put it in some kind of bowl that they had, and put it in the fire until it turns black, and it makes it the consistency basically of hot glue. So that's all I've been using, is just regular hot glue. I'll fill this crack up with hot glue, and then stick the blade in there and hold it where I want it until it dries. And then once that's done, then I wrap it in the artificial sinew. So I am going to give this knife away to one of you guys. All you have to do, go to my Instagram, Mike the Mullet Man on Instagram. It'll be linked in the description. All you have to do is go like the picture that I'm gonna post of these knives. Like the picture, tag a friend, and that's all you have to do to enter to win this knife. I'll pick a random winner in the next video, and I'll get this knife out to you. So let's get this done. I'm gonna go fill this up with hot glue real quick, and then put the blade in it and show y'all how to finish out a stone knife. So I just filled it up with some hot glue. One side fits better, this side fits better on this end. I'm gonna put it just like that, just to where the top is almost flush with the top of the antler. And I'm gonna hold this. I'm gonna go add some more glue to this other side real quick, and then I'm gonna hold it to where it'll stay in its place. All right, so I added some more glue, and the first little set of glue kind of already got it in its place, and it's perfect. So I just kind of clean it up, pull out any extra glue like that. It's hot. You can kind of just roll it in your fingers. And then all the stuff that's like oozing out, you want to pull that off. We're gonna hide it all with the artificial sinew, but you want to try to make it as clean as possible. And I'll be the first one to tell y'all, there's 100 ways to do this. You can do it with tools that they used to use, which would be deer antler and an actual stone from like the river bottom. But that is it. So now I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna wrap it with sinew, and that will be the end of the knife. All right, so got some artificial sinew wrapped out, unraveled, because this is like a wax. Basically artificial sinew is just like twine that has wax over it, so you can basically stick it to anything. But what I do is take a loop just like that, you know, put it on wherever you're gonna wrap the antler. I'm gonna put it on like this. You're gonna make a loop at the top. Fingers on the loop right now. You wanna keep that just like that, and at the end you're gonna hide your knot so you can't see it. So I'm gonna take this and wrap over that loop and wrap down, and this is going to further secure the blade onto your handle. So I'm gonna take it down a pretty good ways, and then I'm gonna go back up, make sure I didn't miss anything. You wanna make sure all of the handle is covered. You don't have to, I just think it looks better. Guys, you can get all of this stuff on Amazon, even the Flint. You can buy Flint on Amazon, the artificial sinew, all the tools you need. It's something fun. It's not the funnest to do right now because it's probably around 120 degrees right now in my shop, and I'm sweating my butt off, but that's okay. So now I got it all wrapped up. What I'm gonna do is, so it's all wrapped how I want it. I'm gonna take my knife and cut a little tag in, and what we're gonna do is take that tag in right there and run it up through this loop that we left. What this is gonna do is pull that tag end down. So you got your bottom string down here, you're gonna pull, see if it'll focus. So I'm gonna pull this bottom end, and it is gonna pull that tag end down underneath all of that sinew that I already wrapped up on there. Just like that. And then you just cut your tag ends as short as possible. So cut that one and that one. Now there's no knot that basically hid the knot. That right there is your finished knife. I think it turned out pretty good. I still have a lot of learning to do, but this thing right here is sharp. So my plan this year is to have Ryan gill down with Hunt Primitive. Y'all go check his YouTube channel out, it is awesome. If you're into any kind of primitive hunting or bow making or arrowhead making, anything with Stone Age tools, he is the guy to go watch. So go check out his channel, but I plan on having him down and I want to do a full-on primitive hunt. So I want to try to shoot a deer this year with a bow that I made, arrows, and arrowheads that I made. So also cleaning the deer with a knife that I made. So I think that'd be pretty cool. Y'all leave in the comments. I still gotta sand this off. This is gonna be one of y'all's. All you have to do, go to my Instagram, like the picture that I posted of the knives, comment, tag a friend, and that is it. And I will draw a winner in the next video. So y'all stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed today. It was a simple video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Y'all leave it in the comments if y'all like stuff like this. I can do more. This is kind of one of my hobbies that I do on the side now. So I can film more of it if y'all want to see it. If not, no big deal. This is just something I like to do when I'm not filming and not editing. So thank y'all for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and remember, eat good.